This video is brought to you by Cracks Only. The link is in the video description below to get the latest gear off their website. Whether you play football or you don't, there is something there for everybody. Straight out of LA. Check it out. What's going on, people? Good morning. Welcome to United View. Welcome to another Morning View show. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Big up to every single one of you. Let us know where you're watching from as well, man. Let's get the comments in nice and early. Let us know how you're feeling on this fine Wednesday morning. Well, it's morning for us. You know what I'm saying? Loads of rain where I am last night.
Me too.
Down. Yeah.
Me too. Did you do the thing when it gets really heavy and then everyone goes quiet and you just listen?
Yeah. Yeah, just listen to it all crashing down, man. It was one of them. It was one of them. So big up to everyone. All Elite says Flex's rallying call yesterday. If City win the treble again, got me all fired up. Well, yeah, there was a little bit on the Flex and KG show. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out. And yeah, KG was just like, we have to shut the club down if they win another treble. Shut the club down. I was like, it's the opposite. It's the opposite. We better get going. Omar Barada, Sir Jim. Up you go, up you step. Let's go. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, so if you haven't seen it, check it out. Cambridge, we've got in the house. Newport Pagnell, just near Milton Keynes, I believe. In the house as well. Big up, boys. Me too, says Joe Blackman. So it's obviously raining when he was there. Joe Blackman says as well, KG lost his mind. He did. Mike Crammond says, good morning, people. Like drop, says Butterbean 221 straight away. Yes, 100%. Like drop. And before we carry on with what we've got to talk about this morning, this video is brought to you by Cracks Only, as per usual. Guys doing amazing stuff out there in Los Angeles. Amazing streetwear brand and football brand. If you play football, you get your grip stocks, you get your Under Armour gear, your undergarments, you get your boot bags, your training wear. If you're not into football and you're just into fashion and sportswear in general, get your hoodies, get your T-shirts, get your backpacks, get your short sets, your vests, everything in between, everything and everything. Anything and everything is there. Link is in the video description below. Big shout out to Alfredo out there in Los Angeles. We're doing big things with Cracks Only. And yes, check it out. Owen, what have we got on the menu today?
Wow, what we have on the menu is big changes coming in from INEOS, specifically Sir Jim Ratcliffe, as we're waiting for it to be ratified, the 25%, specifically when it comes to Old Trafford, but also the word legacy has been thrown around quite a bit. And this isn't the first time Jim Ratcliffe has allegedly spoken about his legacy when it pertains to Manchester United. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that. Also, rumours, Flex, of Bruno Fernandes getting a new contract at Manchester United. Is that even possible? Is that feasible? I'm sure everyone will be totally fine about that, certainly. It's not going to be controversial in the slightest, is it? But let's start off talking about Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the legacy I suppose he wants to leave at Manchester United. This comes from Mike Keegan from the Daily Mail, saying Sir Jim Ratcliffe wants a new Old Trafford to become the Wembley of the North. This was kind of spoken about by James Ducker yesterday on the Telegraph, and he may seek public funds to help achieve his dream. The INEOS billionaire, 71, has been described as a man in a hurry since agreeing a deal for a 25% stake in the club he has supported all his life. Continues by saying, while transforming United's fortunes on the pitch is the main priority, United's home is in desperate need of an upgrade, and Ratcliffe and his team have already had dialogue with Greater Manchester Mayor Andy Burnham. The aim is for a world-leading, iconic venue to rival Wembley and its 90,000 capacity. According to insiders, Ratcliffe has wasted little time since his deal was announced on Christmas Eve. A lifelong United fan from nearby Oldham, he is keen to leave a legacy, and a stadium worthy of one of the world's biggest clubs is a huge part of that. According to those close to the situation, Jim is a man in a hurry, a source explained. He's 71 and wants to get on with it. This is a huge opportunity to leave a huge legacy. Finally, no decisions have yet been made over whether a redevelopment of Old Trafford or a new venue on the stadium footprint is the right way forward. However, there is a strong argument that a refurbishment of the existing stadium, opened in 1910, would only prove to be a short-term measure. Expanding the current 74,000 capacity ground would cost around £800 million, while a new build may be anywhere between £1 billion and £2 billion. So essentially, they're sort of suggesting if we're going to spend all this money, we might as well do it right, as opposed to a short-term fix that would cost us close to the same amount really anyway. But leaving a legacy flex, do you think that we kind of spoke about this before, haven't we? Saying, look, he is in his 70s. So, you know, with all due respect, you would think he probably does have to act quite fast. And since day dot of his involvement or interest, those sort of press releases came out saying that it was about leaving a legacy and it wasn't necessarily about the money when it comes to him. Where do you sit on that? Is it all talk, or do you think there's substance to it?
We still have to wait and see for the action, but there has been some action. There's been a few bits of action. Being front of house and being present is a form of action. Like it's the easiest thing you can do that doesn't cost anything, but goes a long way if you do it right. I think the statements they've put out, be it official and like unofficial / official. So when they've put like official club statements out that attach their names, I was pleasantly surprised by some of the terminology in there, really, considering they're still working with the Glazers. It was quite strong. That was a tick for a lot of fans. And the biggest form of action so far is obviously the Omar Barada situation and getting him out of City and getting him announced and ready to go. Obviously, the quickest he can get going is the summer, but you know, getting him in that's a big coup, as everyone stated. So he has done things that really have sort of made early statements as big as he could really do in this short space of time when he still hasn't been ratified. So when do you know what I mean?
Not even technically,
he's still not even technically in the job.
Yeah.
So, and you know what? I found myself doing this, right? And it is too early to say we were all wrong about Sir Jim, and people who didn't want Qatar can turn around and say, see, sit down. Sir Jim was always... It's not that. It's not that. But I do have to say, my early feeling versus how I was when I first ever heard of Sir Jim Ratcliffe coming in. And I think you'll probably match this because we did a lot of streams then when it was put the Manchester back into Manchester United. The original, the way it came across, then it was not going to buy that much of the club and not going to be majority. It just, because we had the other B, we had A and B. And then when you looked at B, it was clear out everything, unlimited money. But I have to say, the early signs, I think the early signs are positive. But that's all they are, is early signs. Obviously, talking about a stadium, he wants to get in a hurry, training ground, get structure, player contracts. Like, we're hearing the right stuff, but we just need to, I think we just need to allow the time to elapse to then marry up the two of statement versus action, intent versus action,
I think there's the sort of reactions to this, I think, are all justified. I think people that are very optimistic, I think you're allowed to be optimistic. You're allowed to feel positive. Like you said, some of the early signs have been pretty good. I think people that are very skeptical, I think you're allowed to be skeptical. Why wouldn't you be skeptical? The Glazers are still technically in charge. So, of course, you can be skeptical. We've heard all talk before, not necessarily from INEOS, but we've heard talk before when it comes to Manchester United. And there are still aspects involved in all of this that I'm still myself very skeptical about because, it's all well and good just saying things, and it's all well and good in sort of the initial phase, like the honeymoon period, isn't it? Everything's great in the honeymoon period, but it's a cold, hard fact of life. Things get shit, and what happens when there are disagreements? What happens when there are differences in opinions between all of these different parties? What happens then? I'm still weary involved in all of that, but I agree with what you're saying. There are the noises initially, the noise that we're hearing are at least positive to start off with. Now, when it comes to the stadium, this is a really interesting one, isn't it? Because then I think you get into the territory of history and you get into the territory of...
Well, KG says mash it up.
Yeah.
He says build a new one, mash it up, is what KG said.
Well, and again, that him using that terminology and that kind of, hard-headedness does not surprise me in the slightest. You know what I mean?
But his intention is, let's be the best. Let's get a new stadium. Let's do it big.
Yeah. Which I
just the way he said it.
I look at it as that. This is always the case, I think, with every stadium or anything that's been around for a while, whether it's a badge, whether it's a kit, whether it's a stadium, whether it's whatever, is people hold on to the past. And obviously there is so much history at Old Trafford in that location. But at the same time, sometimes to move on and to keep going into the future, sometimes you do have to take some drastic measures. And then ultimately you have to make your own history. You have to, we're talking about the history and the legacy there. And that's because that's been there for a long time. And obviously when you move into a new place, it's like when you buy a new house, isn't it? You go, got so many memories in here. And you go, but I've got to move. And then you move. And initially it almost doesn't feel like home, does it? You go, this doesn't feel like home because it's not what you're used to. It's not what you've been for such a long time. But if it's the best thing for the club and if it's the best thing to move forward, and also, as the article was saying, if it's going to cost a similar amount of money, and in actuality, in a few years' time, you're probably going to have to spend more money to keep on renovating it, then why not? Why not build a new stadium? Why not have an all singing, all dancing, top of the line, best in the world? We talk about having the best in class, and why should that not be limited to the stadium? And if we're saying that we can't have the best in class where we currently are, then ultimately that means that we've got to move. And like I said, obviously, initially, like anyone, when they move to a new stadium, it won't feel like home. It will feel like, it will feel... The constant thing for like a decade will be, this doesn't really feel like Old Trafford though, or it doesn't really feel like, but then... I
remember when this happened. I remember that.
But then 20, 30, 40, 50 years time, then you're like, of course it is, because, the generations move on. That's just... And again, that's the way life works, not just football. I'm sure if you ask Arsenal fans, when they first moved to the Emirates, I know it's great, and then look at it, in comparison to Highbury, but it's not Highbury, is it? Even Spurs, I know it's kind of similar, but not the same, because it's kind of is where White Hart Lane was, but spun around. But still, they're like, you got to create memories to make it turn into to make it feel like home, right? So I'm not opposed to it. I'm with KG in the sense of, I wouldn't just, hard-headed, knock it down and all that kind of stuff. But if it is what it is, then that's what it's got to be. Unfortunately, I mean, you'd love to go the route of like a Real Madrid or a Barcelona where they're renovating, but all of the architects and engineers and what have you, or master planners, are all saying, not a lot you can do.
Can't do that.
Really? Exactly.
Yeah. I'm not. I'm for a new stadium. I am. Some people in the chats, someone said it's, Old Trafford's got a lot of history. It would be really difficult to see that, and it would, but it's about the bigger picture for me. And I think if Man United want to continue their title as obviously slightly biasly, but part truth, we say the biggest club in the world, or up there with the biggest clubs in the world, I think this is a natural sort of progression that I think has to happen. And it is sad, and there are fond memories there, but like you said, history, you create your own history. Time elapses and new history is formed, new history is written. And yes, of course, for the first, especially if we don't win anything significant, in the early years of a new stadium, it can become a bit, since we've moved here, this, that, and the other. But we're in a situation now, we can clearly see in the last 10 years, with everything rotting away and on and off the pitch, it's not good enough for a club the size and stature of us, and for a club that has aspirations to get back to where we was, which is the dominant force in English football. And you only have to look around teams that are way smaller than us, Manchester City, right? You only have to look at teams like Spurs, right? State of the art stuff going on there. Even Leicester, and this is no disrespect to them, got relegated, but used the money that they did get around the time they were doing well to get a whole new whole new training complex and just be up to date with the
Brighton
times.
are the same, aren't they?
Look at Brighton. You know what I mean? Liverpool, I think they came out of Melwood and went to the AXA complex, didn't they, or whatever it is, big new training complex. Like, Liverpool, fair enough, they're able to, the site that Anfield's on, they can do it, but they're doing it. Everyone's moving. And if it's not possible for us to expand upon Old Trafford the way we would like to and to make it tip-top state-of-the-art, then we can't do it. And also, I do want a bit of snobbery in there. We're not Liverpool. We're not Spurs. We're not Arsenal. We're Man United. And I know I hate doing that, but we're Man United, because that Man United's been gone. But we can't lose track that we want it back. And if you've got a chance to go from a blank canvas, which is what a new stadium would be, we better build the best stadium there is in probably all of Europe. Minimum. I want for Man United. That's what it should have. It should have the same amount of seats as Wembley, if not more. We should be able to go to 90,100 just to say we got the biggest. Do you know what I mean?
Look at the Barcelona thing and be like, we'll have more than them. We'll have more than them.
More than them.
We'll fill it up every week.
We have to, because absolutely Man United would have 90,000 fans in it every single week. So I just want us to get back to being the best. And if you look at investment and infrastructure off the pitch, which is what all of this is about with INEOS, of course it transfers onto the pitch, but everything we've been lacking has been off the pitch, which has led to all of the shit that's happened on it. I don't care what anyone says. You can say, the manager coaches the players and this, that, but the fish rots from the head first. And that's where it starts from. If it's not in order where we need it to be in order structurally, it trickles down and trickles down and trickles down right down to base level. Do you know what I mean? So I want us to get a new stadium for sure.
Yeah, like I said before, I think that these conversations, they're almost actually quite predictable, because they happen whenever in any club, and we're no different now because we're having this conversation. But whether it's big clubs, small clubs, or in the middle, West Ham, when they left the Bowling Ground and now they're in the London Stadium, they're going, but the atmosphere and the legacy here and all this kind of stuff. And
their one's a bit different because that is shit, because they're far back. It's like, it's not even a.
But at the same time, then they're talking about, but if we want to get bigger, we've got to have a bigger stadium, we've got to have this, we've got to have that. And their agreement,
now look at that team.
And their agreement for the London Stadium is unbelievable. That the rent they pay is ridiculous. It's so low. They've got an incredible deal. The point, and like you said, everyone across Europe, they're all in this sort of race, aren't they, to have the biggest and best stadium. And it just needs to be done, unfortunately. And I know, and again, I know that the pushback is, like the history and the legacy, and it's not to put down that. It's not. You're not saying, we don't care about that. But in the same way that you look at the past, you also then have to look to the future, don't you? You have to plan, and that's what we've always said. Like, the current ownership and still current ownership, they could give two shits about the future. They could give a damn about the stadium. I mean, David Gill did that interview, didn't he, with Rio, and about you saying about the leak in the Sir Bobby Charlton stand. He went, it's been leaking since we were there. He's been gone for a decade.
That's just mad. And he said,
I was crazy like that before.
Yeah, I was like that from before. Do you know what I mean?
That's like That's like I used the house analogy earlier on. That's like moving out of a house, and as you're handing over the deeds, you go, by the way, that leak in that room, you're going to have to get that fixed. You know about it. We've disclosed it. So you're going to have to fix it, but that's still there. And then you stay in touch. You actually become quite good friends with the new owners of the property. And 10 years later, you go, you know what? I've been invited back round for a little dinner party. I'm going to go back round. And you walk into the room, you go, still leaking. You'd be like, that's not good. That's 10 years. Like, what? And when you walk in, it's exactly the same. They've not done any decoration. They've not done any renovation. Maybe they painted the walls because they painted the outside of it red. And you go, okay, that's it. Great. And you look around going, this isn't good. So clearly that needs to be fixed. Also, just by the way, just a little bit of breaking news. I just popped up on my phone. We spoke yesterday about Christian Eriksen, didn't we? About Christian Eriksen heading to Turkey. Well, Sky Sports are just saying in the last couple of minutes that Christian Eriksen will stay at Manchester United until the summer at the very least, despite the interest reportedly from Galatasaray in Turkey. So we did say yesterday, didn't we, that we didn't think that one was going to happen. So Christian Eriksen is going to stay. But yes, when it comes to the stadium, I'm in favour of, like I said, rebuilding it. I mean, hopefully, according to those articles yesterday, it's going to be pretty much on the same site, isn't it, as well? So you're not moving across the city or anything ridiculous
sort of just
like
behind,
that. So yeah, I mean, the poll's quite interesting, saying what should happen in Old Trafford. Rebuild it completely is currently leading with 69%. Renovate is currently on 31%. So get your votes in there as well.
Yeah, what I would say is though, which somebody did point out to us in the chat, is we have more votes than likes.
True.
Absolute disgrace. Absolute cheats. We've got 255 votes in counting in 8 minutes. 58, 59. The votes are going up, guys. Let's get the likes up too. Yeah, if you can click vote, you can click like. Just under 1,000 people watching live, and we've got 148 people. 162 now. There you go. We're starting to pick up. So big up to you guys getting involved in the poll, and most importantly, please like the video as well and subscribe if you haven't subscribed to United View. Ruben says, I'm a big fan of the live shows, watching from Masamara. Oh, have I said that right? Masamara? I think I've pronounced that correctly. If I haven't, apologies, but big up to you, bro. I'm glad you're a fan of the live shows. Kristen says, would you rather have a new training complex and renovate OT, or build a new stadium? Build a new stadium.
What, and not touch the training complex? Is that the thing here?
For now, yeah. He said, would you rather have a new training complex and renovate Old Trafford, or just build a new stadium? I think.
I mean, you'd want to have both, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, we have to have both. We do. But if you give me that, I'm saying
it might end up with a situation with Carrington, where if they build a new stadium that's so good, they go, oh, let's just not go to Carrington anymore.
Yeah. Let's train at the stadium.
Let's do that instead.
We've got a separate pitch from underneath that comes out. Training pitch. Like, cool, no problem. Matafali says they need to be careful how they talk, though, because the expectation is going to be high considering how the club has been run before. Even a small disappointment will have fans on their back. That's a good point. Like, you don't want to do too much, like promise too much of the world, all these massive flash ideas. You really don't want to do that, and then things start to not happen, and then then all of a sudden you start going, right, well, these guys, what they said they're going to do, they're not doing. Do you know what I mean? That's a problem.
That's going to be quite interesting, because by all accounts, and this is when we get back into the thing you said earlier on, we forget, like, it's not done yet. You know what I mean? We're still waiting for that. So
Owen, get the voice out.
I didn't do the voice because I was I had earlier on, I couldn't hear. We had a thing before the show started, yeah, and I was sitting here tapping away, getting ready for the show, and Flex was talking at me for must have been 5 minutes, and I couldn't hear for whatever reason, and I determined, Flex, that was because I had the voice ready, and now the voice is no longer ready.
Okay, well, whatever it is,
I can do it, but
yeah,
I can do it, but we might be running a risk. Is it
worth the risk? No, it's not worth the risk, maybe, but it is a pause and stop because the Pharaoh has entered the building. And get your Pharaohs in the chat. Joe Blackman's done it. Who else has done it? Keegan's done it. Adrian's done it. Tavislow's done it. Joe Blackman, Kristen, all elite. Everyone's got their Pharaohs in the chat. And the Pharaoh says,
I'm going to take the risk.
Huh?
I'm going to take the risk.
You're going to take the risk. You're going to get it ready. Was it ready?
Not ready now, but
right. Okay, right. He's going to get it right. Okay, take the risk. Okay. Let me know when you're ready to take the risk. Give me the signal. Court Star, Pharaohs in the chat. Nubian needs a statue, says Aziam. JP87, Pharaohs in the chat. Nikhil, Pharaohs in the chat. Andy H, Pharaohs in the chat. Keegan says, risk it all. It's worth it. Dwayne, Pharaohs in the chat. Craig McKinnon, Pharaohs in the chat. Everyone's doing it, man. Flex is definitely worth more than a flavored coffee, says Mike Kraut. Yeah, it is 100%. And Tabasaur says like, share, and subscribe, and join the members club. Listen, Nubian Pharaoh every morning. I don't know how he does this so consistently, but he does. Simon McGill, Pharaohs in the chat as well. Absolutely insane that he manages to come through every single morning to support the channel. And how did your business meeting go, by the way, Nubian Pharaoh? Hope it went well in the city of London, in the financial district. Owen, what did Nubian Pharaoh have to say in his super chat?
Come on, folks. Get the damn likes up. Good morning, by the way.
I just like. I feel like Nubian Pharaoh. Like if I met him in real life or her, their normal voice would be that. With
He's a
with
him.
the
He's a
echo.
him. He confirmed that
Oh,
before.
he did confirm. He did confirm. Actually, yeah. I feel like he's. I feel like his voice would actually be that, like in person, live with the same reverb, the same depth. I feel like it just sound like that. I really do. I really do. It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah.
John James, big up to you. Tabaslov says the Nubian view. Yeah, Nubian view. Let's get those likes up, guys. Let's get to 500.
Yeah, this
Nubian
is what
Pharaoh's
Nubian
just come
said.
straight in. Come on.
He said, get the damn lights up.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Get the damn likes up. So yeah, I think so. Just to kind of move on from this Sir Jim legacy and the training ground situation and the ground, the Old Trafford situation, renovation / building a new one. I want it all. I want all the improvements, man. I want us to be able to look at our team. Wait, what?
It's getting bigger. It's getting.
Nah, what?
Meeting was fantastic.
Wait, but on there's. Oh, that's showing too. What on earth?
That's a pretty good meeting. I'm telling you now. That's a strong meeting.
Jesus Christ.
That's a strong meeting.
Bro. Nubian, you have no idea, bro, what you're on. Well, you do, but it's mad.
I didn't even know they went that high. I thought there was a limit.
Yeah. Bloody hell, man. Bloody hell. I don't even know what to say. Flex, get a statue made. We need a statue of Nubian Pharaoh in the studio. You know what?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to. We have to get something, some memoir.
Yeah, these things we need like some kind
of
of like
a virtual Nubian somewhere on there.
Somewhere on here. I'll work on that.
Yeah, it has to.
Yeah.
Jeez, man, it's insane. Must
Well,
be a
as
United
like-
player. Imagine it's just a United player, just let's just say, you know what, I just like them. Like, there's a lot of people online that we watch, and I just like these guys. So it's just gonna make up a thing called Nubian Pharaoh. Imagine it was like it's Varane or something, just
or like we need in the same way that the shows go past on the right, saying like match view Sunday 4 p.m. There just needs to be sort of a thank you Nubian Pharaoh one.
Yeah, yeah, and
Nubian slide.
We could even have one where the community can thank him as well. So if the community want to raise up, when the little gifts come up and stuff like that, if they want to thank Nubian Pharaoh, they can as well. All Elite says need to put a statue of Pharaoh in UV Studios. Yeah, I'm gonna go on eBay and just get a Pharaoh, just something, and just have it there. So that doesn't look like anything to do with Man United. Nothing. No color scheme. It's just a Pharaoh.
Yeah.
In tribute to Nubian Pharaoh because he's done it. Tabislav been a member for 19 months, by the way. Big up to you. Says Nubian, big up. Get him on the show, Fleck. Glazers out. Love to you all. Spread the love. I'd love to get.
There's a lot of love this morning. There's a lot of love. Yeah,
a lot of love. I'd love to get Nubian Pharaoh on the show, or I'd love to just meet him to shake his hand to say thank you.
Thank you.
Even that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'd love to buy him a coffee.
Yeah.
Or a bloody Ribena or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've got to wait for Nubian Pharaoh to get in contact with me. It just remains anonymous to this stage. At this stage, it really does. And if that's how he wants to remain, fair enough. But
yeah,
I've extended the olive branch. Invite him on a live show. We all want to meet our biggest donor. Yeah, well, it's all up to Nubian Pharaoh. What a guy. Keegan says, one more time, Owen. Is that a bit mad to get that sorted? Or is it there?
I'm just leaving it up.
Just leave it there. Never take that off.
I'll just do the whole show.
Taking that off.
Oh, it's technology sometimes.
Yeah, it's a bit
one of those. But I can do it again. I can do it again. What did he say? The meeting went fantastic. That was it, wasn't it?
Said the meeting went fantastic.
The meeting went fantastic.
There you go.
He was like, one more time for the road, Owen. Nubian Pharaoh's adopted son. I'll tell you what, it says dad.
They're already going for.
Imagine there's a whole family effect, bro.
This is why the community is
saying,
amazing. Because they want the inheritance. They've already gone, I want inheritance. I'm going to create an account and be like, hey.
Yeah. By the way.
And look at the picture as well. The picture is another.
Is it another Pharaoh? It is, yeah, sideways Pharaoh. Bloody hell. Side profile Pharaoh. You lot are shameless. You lot.
Hey, I'll tell you what, the resemblance is there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see.
Oh God. Honestly, you can't write this shit. You really can't. Unbelievable. You lot are wicked, man. 283 likes. Let's get to 350. Let's get to 350. Whilst we move on to the next topic. This was weird.
Yeah,
and I think this is one where even the question, I'm really interested just to see how people feel about this. Not saying there's any truth in this, not saying it came from the most credible source, just as a discussion point. Owen, what was it?
Yeah, so this was about Bruno Fernandes saying Manchester United could sit down to discuss new contract terms with Bruno Fernandes this summer. He has 2 years left on his current deal. However, Bruno will not be offered a bumper pay rise due to INEOS wanting to cut down player salaries. Now, again, it maybe doesn't come from the strongest source, but as a conversational starter, it's certainly interesting. Considering Flex, like, Bruno only put pen to paper, what, 2 years ago?
Just before Eric came under Ralph. Yeah.
So, I mean, look, every time you bring up his name, he generates a reaction saying we're never going to win anything with Bruno Fernandes in the team. We play better with Bruno Fernandes not playing, even though he does not play that often.
Easy with Bruno, you know.
He's a polarizing figure. But, you know, since he came in, I mean, was it like created most opportunities in the league or something ridiculous? So I suppose the question is keep or not keep. Really, when it comes to Bruno, because what is interesting with this, Flex, is because what was it, a day or so ago, a couple of days ago, there were reports suggesting that, you know, Saudi lining up another big summer, they want another big spend. I think it was Al Hilal reportedly were maybe looking at a Bruno Fernandes and saying, hey, maybe we'll make him an offer. And then a lot of United fans were going, I'll tell you what, if they make an offer, we should consider it. So now you've got two contrasting stories here. You've got one, which is saying Saudi could be interested and there could be an out for Bruno. Or you've got another saying Man United might sit down and talk about a new contract, but it wouldn't be a big bumper pay rise. I guess it would just be like, we're just going to extend it. I don't know. How do you feel about it?
I think Bruno, I don't think Bruno would want to go south. I think Bruno wants to be here like for a long time more, I think. Things can change and you get shocked and you go, wow, I really didn't see him taking that bid from Saudi. I just think Bruno loves Man United. He gets Man United. I really do. That's just him. That's Bruno the man. You know, we'll talk about Bruno the player in a sec. I just think, you know, with him becoming the captain, becoming the leader, I think he would definitely see himself as the guy who can spearhead that and be part of whatever the new Man United looks like. Especially as long as Erik ten Hag's here. I think as long as Erik ten Hag's here, he'll definitely keep Bruno at the forefront of that. I don't think he'll, like, you know, start dropping him or take the captaincy off him or sell him unless Bruno came and said, I want a new challenge. So that's that bit. And again, the bigger discussion point of that is that right or wrong? Is that one of Ten Hag's flaws? Should we be looking to change things because, you know, Bruno's hit a shelf life? That's a different conversation. Since he's come, 216 games, 71 goals, 61 assists. Like he's been our best player in that time frame since he's come to the club. He's been our best player. I don't think we can argue with
that.
Has he been our best player since he's?
I think so. I think that's a fair argument to make. Yeah, I'd say so.
I think he has. And that's you know, my reservations over how he plays and all of that. I'm not saying he's the best thing since sliced bread. I'm just stating what I believe is a fact in my opinion anyway. But I've always said this. If he left, I wouldn't be opposed if it was under the right conditions. I really wouldn't. I mean, that's what that's under is. Firstly, obviously, every player's got their price and no player's bigger than the club. And very few players are indispensable, if any, because you can say they're indispensable to a team that does really well. So, oh my God, if you lose him, you're in big trouble. But essentially, there's always a way of working things out. And haven't exactly been in a position of winning the top honours, having a championship winning team where it's like, if you start dismantling it, you need to be really careful how you do this. We've been crap. So if Bruno was to leave, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, what are we going to do? We'd have to fill the void and make sure we go in a different direction and fill the void. But we would. Man United would live on, as much as I like Bruno. The same if Rashford left in the summer. Those are the two players where it's like that, not jaw dropping, because some people want that to happen, but those are the biggest exits you could get. Bruno or a Rashford. They're the most significant you could get. Or like maybe Onana after one season as well would be like, bloody hell, or Mount. But do you know what I mean? Like, in terms of like what's going on, those are the two that are from the old regime that are like, they are Man United. And if either of them left, I wouldn't be like, what are we doing? I would be like, okay, cool, change is coming. It shows we're not scared to do something different, because let's be real. Those guys have been there. They've had a chance. They've had a chance to be part of something special. It hasn't always gone to that, because of many other things, not just them. Because like I said, Bruno, numbers-wise, has played his part. You can't really argue with that.
Yeah.
You have to done his job.
Yeah.
Yes, now in this moment, we're not seeing the best of him since he's actually become the captain. It hasn't been the best. But look at the state of this season, to be fair. Who has it been the best for? Nobody.
Do you think that's because, and what is worth pointing out, I think, with Bruno, is that, like, when he came in and his numbers were super high, his role was considerably different to what it is now, isn't it? When he first came in, he was almost as high as the striker, whoever he was playing with at the time, whether it was Martial, Cavani, or whoever was playing up front. Whereas now he still plays in the 10, but he can be much deeper on the pitch. Sometimes he's been shifted out to a wide right position, which we all hate as well.
He can't play.
So is it also a case of not getting the best out of
everything,
Bruno,
which is the story of Man United, isn't it?
But then,
I think he got the best out of himself, because when he first came, it was everything went through Bruno. At that point, he was the saviour. I think we had Pereira in the 10.
Oh God, that season
Jesse,
when he came in, that first half of it, because it's a January signing. First half of that season, Ollie's first proper season, we were rubbish.
Yes.
We were awful.
And he changed it all by himself, literally. Yeah. I remember his first game against Wolves on his debut, and I thought, this is a player. I like him, man. Do you know what I mean? And then he just, people said it was penalties and this, that, and the other, but everything went through him. Penalties, free kicks, corners, assists, goals. Like, he just did everything. And at that point of where Man United was, they kind of needed that. Needed someone with some quality, and then we wanted the rest to come. I think what's happened is 3 years later, it hasn't kicked on. And now we're trying to have a different playing style that isn't as reliant on somebody like a Bruno producing moments. We're trying to change. And I just worry or look at it and go, well,
does he fit?
Does he fit that? Does he fit? Does he fit what Erik ten Hag's trying to do? Does he fit what we want our team to do? Because Erik ten Hag's not seeing it. Like, just overall, does it fit? His playing style. If he went to teams to play how we like, if he went to Liverpool, what would he look like if you dropped him in there? If he went to City,
really interesting argument.
What would he look like?
It's a really interesting argument. I don't really think
there's a right or wrong.
No, because when you see us play, because he still does have those, those games where you go, like I said, moments we go, like, we'll score a goal, and they go, all right, it goes to replay, and they show the replay of the goal, and you go, oh, Bruno pass, either got the assist,
like,
or
if he doesn't play that pass with the right weight, first time round the corner,
quality. And you go, that's brilliant. But then when you're talking about, I suppose, the more sort of consistent part of the game, sort of minute to minute, consistent passes, link up play, he doesn't really do that, because everything for him is get the ball, and then I'm going to try something. And sometimes you don't need to try something every time. You don't need to try and put the ball through the eye of the needle. You don't need to do the big switch. You don't need to take the shot from 30 yards when you're on the counter-attack, and you don't really need to do that. You just need to keep the ball. You don't need to do all that all the time. But that's kind of That's the way he plays. We said this, didn't we, when Eriksen first came in? I remember saying it to the Ajax guys. We talk Ajax guys, and they were like, "No, we think he can adapt." And we were sort of going, "Well, is he?" And at the time, I think the word we were using was discipline, wasn't it? We were saying, "Is he disciplined enough to play in that team?"
Tactically disciplined.
Yeah, and I think maybe in a sense he's adjusted a bit, but I do see what people say when they go, "Well, it's a strange one because for so long he's been a performing player for United, but for the betterment of the team in terms of gelling it together, maybe there would be sort of a more progression if you had a player that was a bit more not consistent in terms of, I suppose, consistent in terms of, again, from minute to minute."
Yeah,
you know,
which is probably better long term. I
Yeah.
mean, you might not have another attacking midfielder who's going to get the numbers that Bruno got, but overall the team might score more. Do you know what I mean? I'm not blaming it all on Bruno, saying that he's the reason we don't score more solely, but I'm just using that as an example to say, like, it isn't just about one player must be the shining star and get all the assists. Like, not everyone's going to be the De Bruyne. Do you know what I mean? Do you get what I mean? But you know, if you look at Maddison and Odegaard, I'm not saying that, you know, this is the first time that Maddison's got to play to this sort of level. So we're finding out. But the way he's impacting the game and the way he plays it, it looks more effective than the way that Bruno plays
as
it.
Well, if you compared them, like if people said, like, if you lined them up against, you know, you go Bruno, Maddison, Odegaard, you would. I think the first thing I would think is, yes, they play in the same position, but they're different players, and that's the point. That's the point we're talking about. Is you would look at a Maddison and an Odegaard, and you say, well, they're similar. They're similar. Oh, look at that.
Oh, you've done it. He's only gone and done it. He's only gone and done it.
Did it do anything?
No, not.
Yeah.
So what is it? What is this thing?
I don't know.
Why does no one know what it
is?
And
I would never. When am I ever going to do that? When would I ever find it out?
All the time now. All the time. For no reason.
Did it work again?
Why doesn't mine do that? Look. No balloons. Dead. No balloons. What do you have? What do you have that I don't know?
I don't know what this is. But it used to never happen with me. It used to never happen with me before. And
Kenny's got fireworks.
Kenny's got fireworks.
Do it again. Do it one more.
Because I got the green thing, they like disappear as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can't see. Oh yeah. You can see the red ones and that. You can't see the green ones. That is random, and nobody knows why it happens. If there's any tech people.
What was Kenny's one he did?
Yeah, Kenny's was a thumb up and it started doing
fireworks. Yeah. I don't know. KG's was that, and I think that one did the balloons. But for me, it's got to be like that. Apparently, that does the balloons. Maybe, yeah.
Bro, what is that? Why don't I have it? I want it now. I feel proper left out. It's a new feature on Apple.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Well, I don't. Yeah. Well, it happens with a lot of people on Apple, but we still don't know.
FaceTime reaction settings.
How'd you turn it on?
How'd you toggle that? Where is that?
Yeah, I don't.
Do I have to update as well? I'm not updating my operating system.
Yeah.
Start doing that. Have you updated recently? Is that what it is?
I have updated recently. Yeah.
Oh, that's what it is then. Owen has the latest iOS software when you do certain hand gestures. Ooh. Wait, what are you on? What am I on? I'm on About This Mac. I'm going to be way back.
Yeah.
I'm on Monterey.
Yeah, I'm not on that.
Is that old school?
Yeah.
Yeah, but everything works. But now I know things work on the one that you're on.
No. People are just telling me to do things now.
Yeah. I'm gonna update my thing. Now I can see that it works. Oh! Yeah, it is.
We've got it going. We've got it going now.
Yeah. There's got to be a YouTube video on this.
Someone tell me some more.
Yeah.
Screw the show. Let's just do this.
Google the gestures, Owen. It's finger gestures. Owen, do 2 peace signs. Oh,
do?
Andy. Yeah. Oh! Andy H knows. Andy H knows. Wow. You must be able to turn this on and off as well, because if you didn't want this to happen, it'd be
double thumbs down is thunder rain. Got to hold it for a minute. Let's try it.
Hold it for a minute. They might be winding you up here.
I don't care.
Oh,
I did.
Why is this so? We shouldn't even be happy. Like, we should be doing a show here.
Someone said rock on sign for flashing lights. What's rock on? Is that like that?
That's rock on, isn't it? Yeah.
That one? Like that? That or like that? Is that way around? No, it was not working.
No, it's not having it.
No.
Yeah. Well.
Two hands. Someone says two hands.
Oh. No. Look at your face. Hey, that is a gif. When you just see what I just saw there, you go like that with the thing behind you is a gif, bro. Thriller says, no flex, this is fun. People just want to see this. iOS, there you go. I need to update instantly. I need to know what version you're on, Owen, because I'm going to join you in this.
Yeah. Well, this is KG's wanted to know for ages these signs because it happens to him a lot.
It does. Best show ever.
But I don't know how to do the fireworks. That is one that I haven't been able to do yet. So I've done quite a few now. I've done rain. I've done rain. I've done a concert. I've done thumbs up. I can't get the fireworks. That's the difficult one.
Fireworks is the one, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
The fireworks is the one. That is hilarious, honestly. Samuel Lockhurst says, so Jim Ratcliffe and Sir Dave Brailsford visited Carron on Monday. A source said Ratcliffe is getting down to business at Man United as INEOS awaits regulatory approval for their stake in the Premier League. Interesting.
Oh, there you go. Oh! Hold it. He's got to hold it for a bit.
Look at that. Look at that. There you go, mate.
I tell you what, we've mastered this. We've mastered it pretty quickly.
It's not by accident now. It's fully like, it's on purpose.
Yeah.
Fireworks, 2 thumbs down, hold for a minute. And what's great is people are helping us. People are going and searching what the things are and coming back with the commands. It's absolutely brilliant. I mean, we're at 360 likes. If this is not worth 500 likes, I don't know what is. Sorry if you turned up here for actual Man United news. We apologise.
Last 10 minutes.
This is not an app. We've changed the channel. We're now a tech company where we'll go through the latest iOS updates. Where we.
It's the direction Nubia wants us to go in. That's what it is.
He's told us that is what it's about. We've gone to a meeting yesterday in the financial district.
Push Apple products.
Bruno has never been linked with any top club, says Dread. And Andy H, like I said, he said it's fingers gestures. Owen do 2 peace signs, which he did do already. Should Bruno stay or go? 63% say stay, 37% say leave. So we'll end that poll as well. And most people voted in favor of having a new stadium as well. Can't remember the exact percentage before we ended the poll. Just scrolling back actually to get it. Can't. It's hurting my eyes. Oh, there you go. 67% said completely rebuild it, and 32% said, renovate. Which I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to do that. I want a whole new one. I want a whole new one. Midweek now, Owen, though, leading up to, the Villa game, we're going to start turning our attention more towards that now. Actually, sorry, just really quickly.
Go on.
Just really quickly. We did have Gabby Agbonlahor on for the first game, which we won.
Yeah.
I'll put it in the chat. Maybe we'll do a poll. So a lot of people in the comments said, obviously because Gabby's the biggest troll on the internet. Don't have this clown on again. Flex, stop bringing him on. But actually, it was you guys who voted to get him on, and I made it happen. Would you like to see him on again? Because this time he's going to be giving it. It's at Villa Park. He's going to be saying, listen, I'm going to give it the whole, listen, you're sliding down the table, you're getting back to reality. We could do a number on him, or we could take pelters if we lose. But what are you not saying? No, he's had his moment now, says All Elite.
I enjoyed him talking with that much chest before the game, only to lose. Because then you got your moment afterwards of being like, hold that Gabby. But then I think he holds it kind of on a daily basis, doesn't he?
Yeah,
realistically.
He does.
I think it's quite interesting as well. What is quite interesting too is, like you said, there were quite a few comments last time. How dare you, Fleck? How dare you?
Sorry, guys.
But it was democracy. Democracy ruled in that one. He got a majority vote. If the majority said no, then we wouldn't do it. But the majority said yes.
Also, get him, to come and answer. Wow. Oh no, it's changing now. Well, I don't know. All right, okay. It's tight. It's tight. Oh, I don't think they want to see him back, Owen. Like we said, it is a democracy.
It's a
It's
democracy.
50-50 right now. We leave it up for a few minutes, but it's
Yeah.
neck and neck. He's much better on here than on TalkSport. That's true. On TalkSport,
That was some feedback, That was some feedback from last time saying actually he wasn't as bad as he is on TalkSport. You know,
if we beat Villa, get him on. That's not how it works.
No, we
Not
can't do
how
the
it works.
preview after the fact.
Yeah, exactly. Nope. It's looking kinda moving towards 60%-ish. Oh no, 56 now. Oh, that's the community speaking, Owen. Don't think they want to see him back. Sorry, Gabs. Sorry, mate. It's not looking good, bro.
Yeah. Community's speaking.
Community says no.
What if we got him on and he just did Apple fireworks and balloons and didn't talk about the game?
Yeah. I don't know though. I kind of feel like I shouldn't have done this poll because I was going to get him on anyway. But we have to know the community. It's your show. It's your channel.
Community. Yeah,
The community dictates. I might actually go. Maybe get Dan Bardell on. Dan Bardell, massive Villa fan. Got the most Brummy accent you will ever hear.
Yeah.
But does a lot with the club as well. So maybe we get Dan Bardell. Get Ashley Young on. Bloody hell. I can't do that.
Let's get Unai Emery on.
Yeah. Let's get Matty Cash on.
Yeah.
His sister was shadowing at Sky, actually. She's blessed. She's a cool girl. Okay. But I don't think I can message her to say get Matty on. He's not going to do that on the Man United channel, and this doesn't happen. Although we did have what did we do last time when we played Norwich? We managed to get at United Stand. I managed to get Jamal Lewis on when he was currently playing at Norwich.
We had him on here when on Newcastle. Before
he said we're going to win.
Game back.
Yeah. And then we stuffed him.
Spoiled the party. Yeah, 4-1.
Yeah, spoiled the party. Hold that, Jamal. Have that. Yeah. Yeah. Get Leon Bailey. Oh, I'd love to have Leon Bailey on. Love to.
He's going to agree a new contract at Aston Villa as well.
Good for him, man. My Jamaican guy. Good for him.
If you had him on and you were having a conversation, would you sort of slip into a bit more of an accent?
100%. Owen,
you do that when you talk to your relatives.
Exactly. So when I talk to my grandma, my granddad, my dad, sometimes 100%. Like even some friends, you slip in and out of it. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys who are from different cultural backgrounds away from England, whether that's Asian descent, if you're Indian or Pakistani or Sri Lankan or obviously, of course, African. KG will tell you that when he's around his dad or his family, you sort of slip into mother tongue, as they call it, native tongue, straight in patois. Yeah. Owen, I don't even think the subtitles would be able to pick it up. You just probably couldn't watch.
Really?
Yeah. I'd probably just have to tell you what it was about via phone call afterwards.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, I had a friend of mine growing up. His mother was Scottish, and I would be in the room and she lived down south for quite a while, so didn't really have that much of an accent anymore. Would pick up the phone and talk to the Scottish relatives. I was in the room, and then put it down. I'd be like, "What did you just say?"
Yeah,
you know what I mean, it's like,
yeah, man. Sometimes grandparents, when I was younger, you have to really listen in because you're not going to catch what they say. Speak fast and strong Jamaican accent, boy. So that would be amazing to have Leon Bailey on United View. But as a massive Villa player, I don't know how that would work. It'd have to be on something neutral one day. Who knows? Never say never. Never say never. Never say never. Well, yeah, I think it's 50% say no to Gabby. They don't, want to see him. I will just end that poll. I think it's conclusive. Guys, smash the like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Make sure you check out the Flex and KG show from yesterday. If you haven't done so already, please do check it out. Check it out now, straight after this. Narish says, I know you briefly discussed this, but please choose Man City back-to-back treble or Liverpool win the 20th and Arsenal win the Champions League. I think I answered this yesterday with KG because he was like, he said he'd rather Arsenal win the league.
Yeah, he kind of moved the goalpost a little bit.
Yeah, he just wanted to change it because he didn't like the question. We have to answer the question. Back-to-back trebles is a big problem.
That is a problem. I'd probably go with the latter, to be honest with you. I'd probably go with Liverpool win the 20th, Arsenal Champions League, because it's easier for us to just, I say easier, but win a league. Otherwise, are we going to surpass winning back to back? We got to win another treble first, do it back to back.
Yeah, Jesus. Sure, yeah. Didn't think
I'd
of that.
probably have
I
to
was
go
always
the
in the
latter.
thing of I was just thinking I hate Liverpool the most, so I just can't let
I
them beat
agree, and I know that you could. I know you could say treble. You know, it's a hollow victory. It might be taken away from them. Who gives a shit? But that is one where it's like because we can fix the latter, can't we? We can fix that. You just win some league titles again. I say that, you know, but it's more achievable.
Oh, I don't know, you know. I don't know.
Although some people, some people are saying, you know, leave it. City will get it taken away from them. But even if it was taken away from City, their fans wouldn't care because it happened. It still happened. It's like, is it Marseille won the Champions League, and I think it did get taken away because of some stuff, and then
but they still did it. The fans still went to the game.
Like, it still happened.
But no one cares about City though. Like, no one really cares about them. But yeah, probably. I don't know. Yeah, the back.
What if that season? What if, for instance, this season? What if Liverpool win that the 20th? Arsenal win the Champions League, but next season we win the league.
I said I'll take anything for us to win the league the following. Yeah.
Fixed.
Yeah. But you've added in something that wasn't there.
No, but I'm saying that's what could happen. The season afterwards or the season after that, we win the league and then suddenly, it's fixed.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Whereas with the treble one, you'd be like,
you got to do one treble first and then you got to do it again. It's too hard to do, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll go with that. Because you're right. They would probably just have that over us for the foreseeable. Because to win one treble and then do it again is a joke. And they genuinely can do that this year. They could just make the treble a thing of normality.
They could just keep, getting good Champions League.
Even though they're a small club and no one cares about them, that would be sickening. It really would. And the way they're starting to cook now, the bench is looking strong. The players are coming back. Yes, it's not. Owen the other day messaging me when they played Brentford. Oh yeah, about Brentford not beating Man City. Then eyes. You know how these conversations go.
I forgot. Yeah, I forgot because I forgot that I'm not supposed to message you during football matches.
And because you know what I'm going to do. And also, not that only do you know what I'm going to do, you know what's going to happen.
You take glee in it, though. That's what I don't like. You take glee in it. He becomes, honestly, people don't realize Flex is the ultimate troll because I'll message him all excited. I'll go, Brentford and 1-0 up, and immediately go, City going to win.
Yeah, because they always do.
And then they score, and he'll go, oh. See, I'm like,
and then Foden scored a hat trick, and Owen hasn't messaged me since. I'm going, well, was you not just going to fill me in about this hat trick that just happened?
Well, yeah, because then you message me going, about that, and I go, I'm not watching anymore.
It's because it's not obviously, you know, it's because I don't want them to win. It's because I've just resigned to the fact that when the team goes 1-0 up,
you do it for everyone.
Yeah,
he does for any team. I'll message him about any game. I'll be like, Chelsea are losing 1-0, and he'll go, they'll come back. Immediate response.
I think it was the Luton Liverpool one. Remember when they were winning like 1-0?
Yeah, because you
went Liverpool. I said Liverpool will score,
and you said Liverpool. Yeah, you went Liverpool. They'll score.
I said
and
Liverpool
last minute equaliser. I was like, thanks, man. Why am I talking to you? And then this was the best one. I can't remember which game it was. I think it was a Spurs game. I forget who it was against. It was last season, and I didn't message him because I thought I'm not going to risk it because Flex got too much influence. I'm not going to talk to him. And then he wouldn't stop messaging me. Badgering me, going, have you seen the Spurs game? I was like, I'm not talking to you. I don't want to talk to you because I don't want to ruin this. So that's when I say he takes glee out of doing it.
But then I think they did actually drop points as well.
Takes glee out of it. And then they drop points because I hadn't spoken to you. And then I spoke to you after the full-time whistle. I said, I didn't want to talk to you. And you just sent a load of laughing emojis. And then I didn't hear from him again.
See, mate, it's not my fault that I can call it correct. Whether it's our team's going to concede because we're on the front foot and everyone tells me to shut up and stop being negative. Like the Wolves one, I know we came back and won, but at 3-1 or whatever time it was, I was like, I know what's going to happen here. I can see it. It happened. Sorry. Just ask me for the lottery numbers instead. I don't know. Ray says, great show as always. Ever consider a live show? We do want to do that, actually. And if anyone actually is involved in that sort of arena or has links and connections, drop us an email because we are putting things in place in the background. We would love to do a live
Yeah.
show, actually. Would you actually put in the chat, would you lot attend a live show? There's 942 of you now. I saw someone said they were from Seattle. So maybe you can't make it. But, you know, yeah, would you guys like to see a live show? Would you guys want to attend a live show? Do you know what I'm saying? How good would that be? That'd be wicked.
Do I have to attend a live show?
Yes, you do. Not just attend. You need to be there. On it.
Yeah.
On the stage, yes.
We'll see what we can do. We'll see.
Or maybe you can do a voiceover from home and bring you in virtually.
Yeah. Well, I'll just be doing my Nubian Pharaoh voice the whole time.
Only if Owen dances at the live show, Steffi Jenkins says.
Well, we might as well cancel it then, because that's definitely not going to happen. Definitely not.
Yeah, but it is in the work, and it's good to see that you guys want to see that. So why not? That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. Right, guys, thanks for watching the show. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Like I said, check out Cracks Only. Link is in the video description below as well to check out their latest gear and check out the Flexing KG show if you haven't done so already. Take care. Thanks for getting involved. Really good show. We're out of here. Peace.